While I wait for my replacement hairpiece or hair system to come back, we've had to resort to an old colour number 4. And this is what it looks like. This is what most of you are still putting up with. Why is my new system going to be better than this? Because it's going to be colour number 18, medium dark blonde. And this sucks, having this doll's hairlines. I forgot how bad it is. I tried to put some hair product in to cover everything, but it's just awful. So, yeah, you know, I spent years complaining about, which camera did you shift over to? Okay. I spent years trying to figure out a way to bleach the base roots. I know I could have done it with lace, but it's too hard to position it at the front. But lace has got to be better than having these dull hairlines when it comes to stitching into poly, but only because you can bleach the base of lace by just flipping it over and just bleaching it. But it never bleaches that well. And even so, and like I've said before, I would still get colour number 18 if I was getting lace. I mean, the situation could be specific to people who have my complexion. I mean, people who are pale and have dark hair. Those two things, right? People who are blonde. Obviously, if you're blonder than colour number 18, don't get colour 18, get whatever colour you're blonde, because you don't even have any root issues ever anyway. So, it doesn't apply to you. If you've got dark skin, I don't know if the blonde will work or not. Because if you have dark skin and light, you know, roots, could look like blonde regrowth coming out from the base. Oh no. But against pale skin, blonde is not visible. But this is, right? The lines, the stitching lines all the way along. I'm going to try to give myself some sort of cover up here. By the way, Lordhair, who sent me the erroneous rectangle, which was 6 by 14, or it was supposed to be, it ended up being 5.5 by 13.5. 5.5 is not wide enough for me to put anything from edge to edge on my head, so I said, I'm going to need stock piece replacements. Send me 4. I was going to get 4 out of this, so send me 4 full hair pieces and I'll cut out the front bit, because the rest is going to be shit, because you never stitch, you know, equally in all directions. If you did stitch the back properly on some of them, then maybe you only need to give me 2. And I said, just send it back to us and we'll fix it. So how can we, I don't want you to add an extra ½ an inch and just, like, I don't know, put a glue line, so I've got a lump somewhere along there. And they said, no, we can stretch it. Oh, really? You can stretch it? Yeah, with heat. Okay. Well, that could work. There's a delay, of course, and I had to deal with FedEx and return it. They came and picked it up, but I had to be home all day. And then they were late, so, you know. It's a pain in the ass. Not my fault, their fault for sending me something they didn't measure, or maybe it shrunk in the mail, I don't know. Maybe the person who stitched it is not the same person who does quality control. Anyway, I think the process of sticking the base that jams the V-loops into the hairpiece system, it gets baked, not super hot, but it melts, but it gets baked, and then during that period it shrinks. And that could be part of that clamping, melting together of the 2 parts. Maybe that's how they do it. Because they said they're gonna heat it up and stretch it. I hope that I just stretch it on one side so there's a big bald area. I'm hoping that's not what's going to happen. I hope there's an equidistant general careful stretching, and I hope they check it after it cools. They don't go, all right, now we've made it to a big pizza. Right, we'll put it back in the mail, and then en route back to Australia from China, it'll go 5.5. Hopefully that's not what's going to happen. I made the foolish decision of putting this clay in my hair when I'd realised I should start using this sort of thing. Why? Because I've started using this glue more, even though I often regret it, because it has no real hold. Especially when I just come out of the shower, the room's full of steam, I'm still sweating. It takes me about 4 or 5 hours probably to stop sweating after a shower. And then I put alcohol spray on the hairpiece, and then on my head, and then slap it on, and it's all squabbly. Anyway, even when it does dry to its maximum holding capacity, when I've got one layer of glue on my head and one layer of pre-glue on the hairpiece, it's still not strong. But the one good thing is it does not ooze, and the oozing really pisses me off, which is why I go with it. Now, when I positioned this, as always, I think I mispositioned it incorrectly because I can feel a whole bunch of overhang over here. But it could be that this hairpiece was too leaf-shaped. When I looked at it, I thought, gee, that's very symmetrical. And my stencil area, my shave zone, is not really symmetrical. This area at the front is a perfect arc, whereas this area at the back should be more up and then flat to fit. That seems to be what's best. I put my stencil away so we can't look at it, but that's the way it should have been. So I probably, even if I have positioned it correctly here, there's overhang parts on those two bits there, which is not good. Anyway, I'm not taking it off because it's taken 24 hours to cure. Haven't been asleep for a long time, but yeah, actually, I was about to say, but I'm not that tired. I've been lying in bed for about 10 hours just listening to Elon Musk talking to Joe Rogan. Their latest conversation is boring and repetitive. Better do the rest, otherwise I'll look like a freak. Boots is good. Watch Boots on Netflix. I like that. It's very good acting. Good casting as well. But most of my time is spent coding now. I started with Codex. So shit. Codex, by OpenAI, ChatGPT. They've just started cracking down on usage limits, even though 99% of the time I was just trying to get it to fix its own fucking mistakes. And by the end I was just saying, you fucking piece of shit, right? It lets you, but you can't give it death threats. Come into your fucking server room and throw water all over you, fucking piece of shit. Says I will not be threatened. Even though I've just wasted hours and hours. I'm gonna get rid of some of that. What's someone say? Oh, by the way, in the shower today, I used the, just for that, I used this again. I thought, might as well give another shot. Still got a fair bit left. 3mm, that's too short. Seven to 9. Go 7. Look how grey it is now, seriously. It's like a clump of glue there. One of these days I'm going to try to figure out how to aim properly for the edges so I don't get glue on the front hairs all the time. And also figure out a way to position it so it always lands correctly. If I look at there and there, it looks quite good in terms of accuracy, which means I think I'm right that this hairpiece is the wrong shape. Like it was an old stencil. Also, this hairpiece must be old because I haven't even bothered to bleach along the front. So this is the realism you can expect from this one. Wow. I might go even shorter here, like go down to 3 here. Oops, we shouldn't press down so hard. Face looks expressionless like that. Is that wound up the maximum? Ooh. I should have wound that back. Well, like a fucking freak now. So, going forward, I'll try to use more of this sort of thing. And just try to get the hairpiece right. I do like having long enough hair that I can style it, but when the thinning scissors so I could go longer, it was worth it, because if I hadn't have thinned it, I would have been so buffy that I would have just lost my mind. But it was starting to get really buffy again, but also almost shoulder length, so it had to be cut. The hairdresser who cut this, I said leave the top long so it can blend in and cover the hairpiece. But he left what he considered the top was the entire, like he must think olden days hairstyles where you start off narrow and you balloon out like fucking Pennywise, is it? From It? No, I don't want that. I want, this is the top, here. From after the crown finishes, that area is the style part. The rest can be shorter, equally, like 2 inches everywhere until you get around to the rounded edge part. You go around the skull, so you've got a round skull, not a fucking balloon skull. Anyway, this is why I stopped going to hairdressers, because they all do that old fashioned shit. I'd say this looks fucking fake as fuck. Sorry, this camera just, it can't be manual blurred shit. And I don't want to edit this, so this is what I'm stuck with while I wait for my color 18 replacement, for them to stretch it and send it back. So they're going to deal with it. It's been a while, but should be back soon, hopefully, because I really need it. I don't want to have to be wearing this. If this was the blonde one, I could wear this brush back, except for the plastic shininess. But that's fucked up, man. That's not just the camera doing that. Anyone, I can see it from a distance. There's a fucking straight line of nonsense happening there. Also, I think I've positioned this whole hairpiece way too high. I think it should be about there. Like that should be where my hairline was. Anyway, I'll keep it brushed forward until the shit arrives. It's just an update. That's not good. Yeah, I should have wound that beard trimmer down a bit. But like it was starting to be very frazzly, right? I didn't want that. So I guess it's better than that at least. With it so short here, I feel like maybe I should chop that shorter as well to sort of normalize it. But if I just wait it a few weeks, like a week less maybe, it'll come good again. Sideburns grow faster than everything else. Yeah, get color number 18. Don't endure what I'm having to endure. This is shit. You get color number 18, blonde, then you dye it yourself.